How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I got a few more missions done. At the end I unlocked a new base as well that's kind of at the south of the map, which will be pretty handy. Found a little car jacuzzi going on as well. It's kind of halfway between at the top of the map, where you actually start the map and everything and get your first garage, and the machine yard, which I'll be heading to momentarily. Before that though, I had to build some roads, and I just wanted to say, fuck this shitty bag of wank. This scalper is the fucking most annoying thing ever. You spend so long trying to deploy the thing, and I don't really get why, because for one, they should have added it in the game earlier, because earlier maps you didn't have it, so you just build roads wherever the sand quarries let you, but you haven't got the option to, you know, create a new sand quarry to build roads where the game doesn't otherwise let you. Yeah, and then in later maps anyway, like, this thing only works on 2 of 8 maps that I know of. It works on Sojourn and Sandswept, because they're both completely sand-filled. And everywhere else, it's just a complete pain in the arse to try and get the thing to deploy. And you end up wasting more time than if you just built the roads. Like, at this point, I was trying to build along here, and I'm not getting mad at building roads. I could, in theory, happily spend another 50 hours on this map alone just building roads. But it's annoying when, if you're going to put 50 hours in, you're going to get about 20 hours of road building out of it. The other 30 is going to be fucking around, driving back and forth to distant sand quarries, because the scalper won't deploy. In the end, I just kept doing that. I was like, oh, I'll just pour a fucking load of sand, and then recover to the garage and drive back. It was quicker than, you try and turn the bloody bike around. That has its own issues because it gets beached on its own sand that dribbles out its arse every time you fill the fucking thing up. Yeah, so definitely not a fan of the scalper. I used to like it. It's now quite easily probably the worst, most annoying vehicle in the game. It has one job and it does it terribly. Well, it doesn't even do it. Let's say does it terribly. That would imply it finds somewhere it can deploy, which it rarely, if ever, can. And then yeah, you just back to like, the game is Roadcraft, so you're supposed to build roads. It'd be like having Grand Theft Auto, and every time you die, you spawn in the middle of a desert, nowhere near any car, anything. You just have to walk 15 minutes worth of walking every time you die. You'd just find it annoying, and you'd just make a save slot where you load up in the city or something. Or it'd be like playing Grand Theft Auto and your gun doesn't fire unless you have to go back to a specific cash machine and press a button next to it, and then your gun works again for 5 minutes. So, yeah, at some point I just fucking shoved the scalper over with the dozer. I think I got rid of the other one as well. You may as well sell them, spend the money on fuel, bring a goddamn horse of a vehicle, and recover, I don't know, or recall every other vehicle going. See if you can recall it with sand in it. It'd be money better spent than them. Yeah, I was driving over with a Don Malamute as well. I bought a second one, and that flipped on the way because it hit a rock. So I drove here with a Lynx, and I was like, where the hell is me Don Malamute? It is there, but it's kind of, for some reason, it sank. Normally, it floats. But it bobbed back up after I went looking for it. But yeah, just to, like, that Don Malamute hit a rock, and you saw it kind of, like, bounce and flip itself over. There's a distinct lack of things to winch to on this map in general. It's not the end of the world, but again, I quite like, if you crash and there's winches, you might be able to escape. If there is no winches, I'm just going to recover to the garage and drive back. Like, it doesn't even bother me because I was kind of on autopilot mode at this point anyway. But yeah, there's to give you an idea of, like, versus the Lynx. The Lynx not only makes it here, I can do like a almost vertical sideways lap of the geyser crater ring thing, and still drive out of there. So for this one, I'm heading to the machine yard. I think I was yapping and complaining about the scalper. I did a mission to deliver logs to the sawmill as well with the L34, Kenny Loggins I think I've called it now. It was alright. I cut most of it out though because it was just picking up 15 logs and driving down the road. And then near the end of this video, the video was getting a bit long, and I still wanted to fit in the rest of it. That's what she said. Where I unlocked the new base. So I kind of went back through and got a little bit extra choppy with the editing to kind of save the video being 30-35 minutes long. But yeah, the links over to the machine yard, which is more top right-ish of the map. As you can see, it's pretty messed up around here. Thankfully, going over here, you open the shop, which has been more handy for buying service tokens, fuel basically, to unlock proper sand quarries, not the shitty scalper. Yeah, then when you get here, it automatically unlocks a mission, build a flood wall to protect the shore along the machine yard. So there's 5, it's basically like those big log wall things. There's 3 in that building for whatever reason. And then 2 over here on near the dock. There's all the cargo containers at the right that I drove over yesterday, and there was like little ramps that set it up as like a little difficulty course or whatever. Yeah, once 2 over on the left side and then 3 there. So for this, I thought I'm going to need a crane for one. So I was just looking at like the route I can follow down. I know I'm going backwards, but I was kind of checking the road along the way. As you can see, there's 2 big fat gouges in the map where there's been like, I assume, an earthquake and it's split the terrain open. Yeah, so I bought. It doesn't give you any fuel up to now, so I just went back to the links, bought 10 service tokens, I think, unlocked a sand quarry, and then yeah, these are those 2 gouges in the map. So sent the bicycle in, got them filled in, get it all smoothed out. I've still not paved anything yet. I don't know if I'm going to bother, because one, I've built so many roads that it'll take bloody ages to pave and flatten them all, unless there's something later on that kind of forces me to. It suits the map a bit more at the minute, I think, with the sand roads. Having said that, I haven't paved any, so I suppose I can't really say. But nonetheless, I like the look of the sand roads, and I think they blend in quite nicely. Yeah, so you grab three of those out of there. I just got all 3 and threw them over just for starters, so you don't have to keep winding back and forth with a crane. And then I only need 2 for the section I'm heading to, but it kind of, I figured like there's no point in really picking up 2 and leaving the other one and having to go back. Although, actually, you could do, because I end up turning round and I suppose essentially going back the way I came, so it saves me having to stop and go back into the crane menu and all the rest of it, but strictly speaking, you could just bring 2. It's like I've been driving that thing. Yeah, so I got some scrap to pick out the way. I tried to just launch it in, hope for the best. There is I didn't even see it for a little while, especially because that logs are now laying on it. There's like a little metal, I don't know, square. It's like the oil pipe support pieces of metal is in the way. And then when I finally lifted this back up, I was like, oh, that's why. Oh yeah, and also, it's not on this bit, but I get a glitch on this mission. And, yeah, it's definitely worth paying attention to, because by chance, the game didn't save. But if it did, I don't even know what I'd do at this point. If it made me reset the map, I'd honestly be at the point where I'd fuck this game off. Just because I've spent God knows how many hours building roads, and if it glitched and I had to reset the map, yeah, I'd honestly consider it. It's funny because Expeditions went the same way. I think this is definitely a better game than Expeditions anyway. But yeah, if there's too many glitches and annoying shit keeps happening, I'll just get bored with the game and go on to something else. And once I do, I probably won't come back to it. Like for starters, if the DLC doesn't have, if you're not able to put sand scalpers everywhere, I probably won't even bother with that. Just because it's like, the game's called Roadcraft, and you can't even craft roads because the scalper's shit. And they don't put sand quarries, like, the sand quarries only cover 20% of the map, if you're lucky. Yeah, the other 2, it wouldn't, again, whoever does it, who works there, needs to be fired. The only route under here is under this crane, but that big green cargo container is immovable, so I had to go under this crane, and I couldn't fit under there with a log wall thing, so I kind of loaded it up next to the other 2, drove under there, then got all 3 of them put on my roof, and now I've got to drive just a bit further forward. You can see there's loads of scrap and everything all in the yard. And then yeah, I don't like these as well. I know it sounds like a bad night complaining. I'm not as angry as I sound. It's just the point of like, if I owned this game, as in like I was in charge of this game, I wouldn't be happy with some of the things. Like overall, again, I still enjoy the game. That's why I'm on it now and not saying, hey guys, I've quit the game and I'll play Wreckfest 2 or something. But yeah, those stupid, unbreakable, immovable gate post things. Got the logs stuck on them. Thankfully, in the end, I just kind of floored it and it leaned to one side and got over them. Yeah, so I get a glitch on this part of the mission, and it takes one of these log walls and just makes it vanish. And again, by sheer chance, it didn't save. So there's a bit of scrap in the way again. So I'll throw this van out of the way. For what it's worth, I was pressing X long before. That's why it looked like I kind of swung the van back. Get that bit of scrap out of the way. Get this car out of the way. That's another thing for what it's worth. I don't like that this crane won't reach stuff on the floor unless you lower the boom back down, which is ridiculous. Yeah, so I picked this one up and it obviously moves too. Now look, that other one that tipped just vanishes. The other logs I got landed in the middle wall, so I moved that second one and then I was like, right, I'll go and fish my third one out of the water. And it's gone. I even went to the mission, you can see 4 out of 5 are ticked because I've put 4 of those walls in place. So I'll scroll down to the 5th one, clicked it, and it says it's still in that building, and it's like, well, it definitely isn't. And at this point, I just quit and reloaded as quick as possible, because I saved the footage, but it was like, I didn't even have many seconds to look around, because if just by chance it pops up saying saving, then I'm going to be stuck missing one of these walls, and I won't be able to complete the mission. Yeah, and then it loaded me back up just in front of that cargo crane thing I had to drive under, so I had to load all these on the bloody roof again. And then when I got here, I basically had to sit here for a while, because I was waiting for the saving thing to come up. So, just in case this thing happens again, and you know, it just so happens to save 2 seconds later or whatever. So, threw the cars out of the way, and then I used this bit of scrap. I thought, right, I'll actually test, because the wall seemed to just fall and vanish into nowhere, like it wasn't underwater. But I was also thinking, is the water really deep? Maybe threw that in, like it's sticking out the water, so it's only not as deep as that. This car, look, rolls over, gone. That car is gone, vanished to whatever realm my log wall went to. So I threw the van in the same place. There it lands and starts to roll forward, and it looks like the water does get deeper and everything, but you can still see the top of the van shining through the water. Have to lower the bloody boom down, but it lets me winch to the van. The reason why they keep switching back and forth now is because I'm hoping it would switch to the car, but obviously that's gone. So I pulled the van back out, kind of threw it roughly-ish where the car lands. I got kind of a nice bounce, and it did quite similar to the car, sort of rolled sideways. But the van is still there. I can still just about see the paintwork under the surface. And then I thought, yeah, right, I'll just sit here and wait until I get saving cogs. Or, oh, not cogs, it's a flashing light anymore. SnowRunner's the old cogs. Yeah, so once it started saving, threw these in place. Obviously, I was getting a bit impatient at this point, because one, I'd had to restart the mission and reload these bloody things after driving under the crane. And then I had to wait 5 to 8 minutes or something for the bloody saving cogs. It might have been quicker than that, actually. My cat was messing around at some point, so I may have missed a saving cog. And then you saw there, it might be the game forces it, but the saving thing came up the second I finished the mission. Certainly was. Well, apart from that, I mean, as it, like I say, it probably sounds like I'm about ready to quit the game, which I'm not. Like, I've actually enjoyed this map so far. I've built plenty of roads, and I've been enjoying doing that, except for the scalper. It's just a time-wasting bastard. Yeah, looking around here, you can see the bits of scrap I threw in, but they are there. I even tried to go over to, like, to make it flash up as scrap, but they wouldn't flash underwater. But yeah, the car vanished. My log wall vanished, but again, quit and reload brought that back. So I've got to do an AI mission, which I'm sending along this road. And it's actually just to the right. I've got to take it, but it was lighting up that machine yard, so I thought it was there. And then I've also got to drive a vehicle over there as well, which is going to end up being the same route as this. Bit of a long one, this one. I know that's what she said. So I thought, yeah, that's the AI setting off, and I'll jump in this and I'll try and beat the AI before they start clogging up the road. Went to turn this way, I was like, what the fuck? Thought I could get out of there. I considered for a second those little ramp things, like, but the mule just wouldn't have enough guts. In my head it'd be some Knight Rider shit where I'd hit them ramps and jump over the pipes, but in reality this thing would probably change 8 gears trying to get up the ramp and then roll backwards anyway. Yeah, there's like the section I had to fill in like the 2 big gashes through the map. And then basically it's the exact same route, the same place that AI is heading to anyway. Deliver them, so I had to wait for the AI to get there, or the second one anyway, because I actually sent a van before this. And then look. It's like, what the fuck is he doing? My line clearly doesn't make him drive into that pipe. And then, look, even worse, he just swerves off to the right and hits another fucking wall. And it's like, there really is no, like, yeah, I didn't draw the lines like that. It is moron boron. Supply the machine yard with spare parts. That's that mission done. That was unlocked after going to the machine yard and building up that shore thing with the walls. And then the last mission that I unlocked yesterday was visit Northlock village, which is way down there in the clouds. I had the Kraylin thing there, so I was going to drive down here. Saw another big fat gap in the map though, so gonna have to fix that at some point. There's my bicycle next to me. I will end up taking that. I bought a new one. I keep forgetting that I'm now rich in this game, so I keep kind of switching vehicles and all sorts. Then it kind of dawned on me like, may as well treat myself to a new one. Yeah, this thing, like I say, once you go in, the only thing I don't like is that every time you turn, because it just kills one side of tracks, but it doesn't feed the power over to the other side, so you just lose half your power every time you try and steer. But as you can see, it was like going through fairly rough terrain. It was ticking along nicely. I was looking for a place to cross because this thing's got that cage at the front that might catch. There ended up looking the best, so I did it that way in the end. Just didn't end it there because I've made an AI route carry on. It says route failed, but I've already just fixed it at that point. It's still flashing up in the top left for some reason. And then yeah, for some parts the roads don't seem too bad. I probably will end up building some roads down here. I mean, overall I've got the vehicles now that I can drive around the map with stuff like this. The Lynx, the Loaf, the Don Malamute, all that sort of stuff. But I suppose the main thing, you've got to build roads for the AI routes. But then I was thinking about this earlier. It's like, obviously the name of the game is like Roadcraft, and they've kind of made it where they nerf the mule and all the rest of it. They sort of, and AI routes as well that are pretty hopeless. They sort of force you to have to build roads, which is fine, because that's like the name of the game. But then one, you got the whole scalper thing that they're a pain in the arse. But then I was also thinking, like, in theory, if I go around this whole map and fix every road, at least lay sand down and make it easy, is there much challenge left after that? Because obviously with SnowRunner, that's the idea, that the terrain is rough and you've got to travel across it, and then you have to select the correct vehicle, the correct setup, do you need to visit a fuel station on the way, trailers, blah blah blah. But on this, yeah, I've not even decided myself, and there's still plenty of rough roads on here, but I was just thinking, like, in theory, if I got everything paved now, let's say once I get the whole map uncovered, I just put sand everywhere on every road, the rest of the map and all the missions left, in theory, will be pretty easy. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Yeah, I edited a bit out there because Kelly was talking about a radio tower mission that I've not done tonight. I ended up buying 30 bloody more tokens from the fuel station because, yeah, there's the 2 shitty scalpers, to activate that quarry. To be fair, there looks like it's probably fairly generous on the amount of sand quarries that are around on this map. But it still probably only covers 20, maybe 30% if you're lucky. Yeah, this was... that's the gouge that was out the map where I just drove the Kraylin thing through. And then you can see there's sandy bits on the side of the road. There's also some a little bit further behind me. So I thought, right, I'll give this thing one last chance. And it already shot itself in the foot. It was like, I had a feeling it would happen. It's getting stuck on the back, on the pipes. And the reason why I was able to get under there originally is because I hadn't laid sand down. Obviously, laying sand raises it up. But the name of the game is to build roads, so I'm obviously going to build a road at some point under those pipes. So yeah, they should have thought of that. They should just make the top of the scalper, not a hitbox. And then I already knew this would happen, but I had to drive off the side of the sand road to fit the trailer under the pipe, but then that made me approach the bridge at an awkward angle. Thankfully, when I reversed, this thing just kind of shoved the trailer back rather than like turning around in its own footprint or something. Yeah, there was sand-looking stuff at the side of the road. Still couldn't get this thing to deploy anyway. I was like, fuck it, I'm just drowning it in this river. And it can stay there. Made sure it was extra drowned and shoved in there with the dozer. Although this kind of, in its own right, it raises a bit of another bug going. Well, I don't know if it's a bug, but tracked vehicles are terrible at turning. And this thing, I mean, it edited most of it out, so it's not, I can see there, like, my dozer is hooked on the edge of the scalper. But I can't turn. And then, yeah, it dawned on me again, like, oh, I've got over $1 million. Fuck it, those two can stay there. I'll buy more of them. Well, I'm not buying any more scalpers, they're a waste of time, but I'll buy more dozers. Yeah, for another mission, bring the backup generator to the, I think it was Northlock village. The reason I wanted to do this is because this is the one that unlocks the countryside base. So, yeah, use the loaf to spawn a mule. See, like, on the way, another moron voron. It's like, why? My line doesn't drive into the wall. Why do you keep doing it? So I rammed him in the water and got out of there. He can drown for a bit as well. Taking any more shit from these AI drivers. Yeah, gotta go and grab this box from, like, what's it? Yeah, that's it, the logistics terminal. Do you remember the name terminal? It's the logistics part I was forgetting. Right, women love micromanagement. Gosh, I don't know what the hell's going on. It sounds like there's a pot boiling in my walls and rattling around. I hope it's just the birds trying to dig into the roof a little bit more, but God knows what the hell that was. Yeah, got this thing strapped down. Again, I was like, yeah, I'm not... the more the game dicks me around, the less I'll neaten things up and everything. It's like, nah, fuck it. Now I'll just throw it in there, strap it in, get this mission in the bag, done. Of course, in typical fashion, the gates open the wrong way this time. Normally you can kind of drive at them, and if you hit reverse at the right time, or at least let go of the accelerator because it doesn't necessarily get into reverse quick enough, you can like bounce off the gates and open them up enough, which I essentially did. I didn't have to switch to the crane and like pull them open or anything. I bounced them enough to kind of ram my way through there. Yeah, used the wall to knock the generator off my mule and then rammed it into the spot. Job's a good one. And that unlocked, yeah, the countryside base, which is basically, the bottom left is actually like the bottom left of the map that's uncovered. It just, for some reason, they don't make the clouds all nice and neat. But yeah, that's that one done. A bit of a, like I say, overall, I had more fun tonight than it sounds. It's just the scalpers are ridiculous. They're so ridiculous. That guy even had to make a channel and make videos about where you can deploy them. I think I was about 23%, and I noticed there, the kernel picture, it's got a semi-truck. That's the last thing I bloody want to see. Yeah, that's about it for today, though. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a loaf and not a scalper, and I'll be back soon.